Hello and welcome back to Gardening and Allotment Tips podcast. It's been a while since this last one, but yeah, we are back with a few more episodes to keep you going and to keep you interested in this podcast channel. If you're new to this podcast channel, make sure you click the subscribe button and then you'll get notified when new ones do appear. And also feel free to check out my other podcast channel as well, called Gardening with Ben. It's called Gardening with Ben. That's my main podcast channel, and that's where I do most of my podcasts on, where I talk about everything that I've been getting up to and everything that you need to know. So make sure you go and check out that one because there's loads of episodes on that one for you to listen to. So, what are we going to talk about on this podcast today? Well, we're going to talk about Christmas potatoes. Yes, Christmas is coming. They've just started getting the tubs of chocolates out in the supermarket, so it definitely means Christmas is coming, and we'll soon hear that first Christmas song before you know it, unfortunately. Mind you, I do like Christmas myself. But why are we talking Christmas potatoes? Well, now is the time to plant them. Yes, now is the time to be planting your Christmas potatoes. If you've got a greenhouse or a polytunnel, you can grow Christmas potatoes. And the reason for this is because you can't grow Christmas potatoes in the ground outside. And what do I mean by Christmas potatoes? Is that they will be ready for Christmas Day. You can eat them on Christmas Day with your Sunday lunch. And wow, they will taste amazing on that dish when all your family's round and they're eating into them, and they'll be like, "Where did you get these potatoes from?" And you'll be like, "I grew them myself." So yeah, now is the time to be growing Christmas potatoes. So we're going to talk about how to grow Christmas potatoes. The best way to grow Christmas potatoes is if you look on a website like Amazon or something like that and type in Christmas seed potatoes, it will bring you back some potatoes which you can plant in now. And you need to be getting them in now. Now is the time because it takes about 16 weeks for them to grow, and that will give the optimum time for them to be ready for Christmas Day. So what you will need to do is you will need to grow them in tubs. You cannot grow Christmas potatoes in the ground. You need to grow them in tubs. So you need quite a big decent sized tub or big buckets or something like that. And what you do is you put a layer of soil in the bottom of the bucket. Make sure it's got some holes in it, definitely. And what you will do is put 2 or 3 potatoes in the bottom and fill the bucket up with soil or compost. You can obviously use soil because they're used to growing outside in the soil, so soil will be alright, and it's free if you're digging it up from your allotment to fill the buckets up with. And yeah, basically all you do is you can leave the buckets outside at this time of year, but as soon as you start to see them temperatures drop, as soon as you see the chance of frost coming, you need to put them in the greenhouse or the polytunnel, because once the frost gets them, it will kill them and it will burn all the plants, and you'll definitely not have any Christmas potatoes. And that is the reason why you need to grow them in buckets, because you can grow them outside in this lovely warm weather now, get them started, get them growing fast, and then move them indoors come October time, possibly November. And then you'll hopefully have some fantastic produce. The only thing with growing them in tubs and buckets is that you need to keep them watered well. And if you can, try and get some potato fertilizer as well, shove that in the bucket to feed them, because obviously all the nutrients will go from that bucket and you will want a decent sized crop. So if you add a bit of food to it as well, you are putting a good chance of getting some decent potatoes. And my dad always grows this in tubs as well, and he does absolutely fantastic. So if you're wanting some delicious potatoes for Christmas, now is the time to be doing it. So let me know if you're going to be growing some. I'm going to get some. I'm going to order some and get some growing in some tubs, because I want to be eating them at Christmas time, and I'm wanting to grow more and more stuff throughout the winter time. It's not something I've done in the past. I've never grown through the winter. I've got all my plants what are in, all my fruit trees and everything like that, but I've never actually grown vegetables through the winter, and it's something I'm going to try this year for the first time. At one time I used to shut down my allotment. I used to stop doing everything. I used to think I'm not doing any more gardening throughout the winter. I've spent all my summer burning myself out, watering, keeping everything alive. But then I used to stop in September and my followers used to say, Ben, where are you? We've not seen you for a while. We can't see anything that you're doing. And I'm like, yeah, I go into hibernation at winter. I don't start until February. But then I started doing stuff again in the winter and doing all my maintenance and work like that. And I have to admit, it's the best thing I've ever done, keep going through the winter. It's a time when you can do all your improvements and stuff like that. And now that I've done a lot of the improvements on my plot, I am going to try and start growing through the winter. So, fingers crossed, we can do it. Make sure you follow my social medias, Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that. And then you will be able to see how well we do get on with growing stuff through the winter. It's the first for me. I'm learning all the time. That's one thing about gardening. You never stop learning. You're always learning new tips, new tricks, new hacks, stuff like that. So make sure you follow me. If you've got any tips and advice for growing through the winter, please do let me know. I've got a massive polytunnel and I never use it through the winter. Maybe I should. At the moment it's covered with black membrane on the bottom to stop any weeds from growing through. But I'm not tempted to pull up the black membrane. I want to keep it down because knowing my luck, the weeds will go mad once I pull it up. Plus it'll probably be like concrete underneath it now because it's been down about 10 years, black membrane. I probably won't be able to dig it up anyway, but yeah, we possibly could do some things in the polytunnel. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, and yeah, let's get growing some Christmas potatoes. So I hope you've enjoyed this short little podcast. Remember to check out my other podcast channel, Gardening with Ben, where you can find all my other podcasts. Hopefully we'll get some more of these podcasts up. And if you're new, have a listen to all the other podcasts. There's plenty of useful information in them. So until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcasts.